Hey beer tubers, it's Ryan back with episode 100 of San Diego Beer Vlog, and today the one, the only Black Tuesday. And took a look at this beer, 8.2% Imperial Stout from the Bruery up in Placentia, California. A lot of hype about this beer, very hard to get. I was very lucky to get this bottle. It's also a very expensive bottle. It was 30 bucks for this. So without further ado, I'm going to get this thing open. That's sitting out a while. Tried it. They recommend cellaring and serving it at 55 degrees. And there is wax on this thing, so it's going to be hard to get off. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Just their standard brewery cap underneath the wax. And it's starting to come out. But like I said, I've had it sitting out, so hence the foam over. Well, let's just pour this thing straight down the middle since this is 18% beer. See if we can get a head going on it. Okay. Just gonna wipe out the bottle here. And I can smell this thing already. This is Imperial Stout aged in bourbon barrels. They release it once a year at the brewery. It's very limited. They have a release party for it on a Tuesday, so if you can get tickets to that, you can get bottles there. If not, it's pretty much buy it on their website one day a year, and I think it's sold out in like 10 minutes, whatever bottles are released. So that head is it's fizzling away. I think I have about one finger, now it's down to half finger. Actually not as dark as I was expecting on this one. It's just a really light brown. Color wise, that thing is absolutely pitch black. Can't see anything through it. No surprise there. Let's get the nose on it. Wow. Definitely bourbon. You can definitely smell the alcohol in there. That's really nice. A lot of dark fruits coming in through. Some kind of plum going. Some vanilla from that the bourbon character on from the barrels. Definitely a lot of heat. This was released back in November, so this is a 2010 bottle of this beer. So it's about 4 months old at this point. Getting almost like a cherry character in there. Definitely the oak in there as well with the vanilla. And then dark malts, a little roasted malt in there, definitely some chocolate. So it's a pretty complex nose, but it smells like just a monster beer. It's not hiding the alcohol whatsoever on the nose, so we'll see how it does on the taste. Thanks for watching episode 100. Cheers. Wow, real long finish. Wow, it's still going. Wow, just a big beer. It's unlike Imperial Stout I've had. It almost, to a certain extent, doesn't taste like beer, which is interesting. It definitely goes into that liqueur territory almost, but it's got all the characteristics that you kind of would expect with this one. Yeah, there's a lot going on, so I'm going to take a few sips and come back and tell you what I'm tasting. So with this beer up front, I actually get a ton of like dark fruits, along with like some cherry in there, some raisin. It's got a little bit of a tobacco kind of flavor going in there as well. And then midway through, you start to get the typical kind of stout notes, along with those dark fruits, the chocolate malt and the roasted character on it. And then the finish is very long, kind of has this bourbony, kind of brandy kind of heat. It's a very warming beer. The alcohol is certainly present, but it's not completely overpowering the beer, which is nice. Kind of worry about that when you have that high alcohol in a beer, the alcohol just completely overpowering it. And it's not the case with this one because I have enough malt in there and character for that to happen. In the finish, you kind of start to pick up a little bit of the oakiness, touch of vanilla, not more vanilla on the nose than I'm getting on the taste. body wise, this one's, it's not completely coating my mouth like I thought it would, so it's more, it's like just a notch below being really full bodied. And I think maybe it's because of the alcohol kind of gives it like a liqueur kind of lighter flavor going. Yeah, every sip you kind of get something different, which is nice because it's all those complexities going on in the beer. So it's like you can sit here and just start picking them out. But it's got a lot. It's very complex, that's for sure. Well, the more I'm sipping on this one, the more I get like a bourbony chocolate notes coming out. That really, and this is like not a, it's a little drier than I thought in terms of the finish on it, but it does linger a lot. Such a big beer, it's hard to brew such a beer like this, and the fact that it's not overly sweet is really fantastic. It just leaves some crazy legs on the side of the glass. It's definitely one of the bigger beers I've had. I'm trying to think if I had anything close to this. Would probably be Dogfish Head Worldwide Stout. And if you've had like recent bottles of Dogfish Head Worldwide Stout, you realize that that beer is just an utterly mess of a beer. This one, same kind of style of beer, Imperial Stout, just about the same alcohol content, and yeah, just far superior brewed beer. Then again, this is aged in bourbon barrels as well, so do have that factor. It's really smooth though, that's the thing. All those flavors come together pretty nicely and you can start picking them out, but it's really smooth. The heat's not overwhelming, so that's a really well brewed beer. I'm going to go with an A on this one. It's definitely an excellent Imperial Stout. Is it like the best Imperial Stout I've had? No, it's not. I like some other ones better. This one's it's a little more drinkable actually than I thought it was going to be. I can see why people really like this and hype it up, but I do think it needs a little more time to kind of mellow out the alcohol. I think once it completely mellows out the alcohol, this will just be even more fantastic of a beer. It'd be nice if they could actually like age it 2 years for you because it's so huge. I mean, this thing can sit around 5 years and you probably maybe get rid of that alcohol kind of heat that you get in the end, although it's not too bad, but maybe let the flavors come together even more. But it's fantastic beer from the brewery. Let's get that label once again. Black Tuesday. I would love to try Chocolate Rain, which is this beer aged on cherries. Here that's pretty interesting as well. But maybe next year I can head up to the release party for this beer and try that. So that's going to wrap up for episode 100. Thanks for joining me. A lot of people kind of wanted me to do this beer, so I figured I'd do this instead of a few others that I'll save for another occasion. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. Until next time, cheers.